Welcome to Sparks of History, where world history and Jewish history meet. We are very, very pleased to have with us today Dr. Marc Seifer. Dr. Seifer is a writer, university lecturer, and handwriting expert. His work and his articles have been featured in numerous periodicals: Washington Post, Scientific American, Publishers Weekly, the Rhode Island Monthly, Investors Daily, MIT's Technology Review, and the New York Times. Dr. Seifer is the author of numerous books, and today we will be focusing on this incredible book, which I had the chance, obviously, to read and to purchase at Amazon, which everybody can just go onto Amazon and purchase. Dr. Seifer is internationally recognized as an expert on the inventor Nikola Tesla, and the acclaimed biography of the book here, Wizard, The Life and Times of Nikola Tesla. This book has already been translated into 8 languages, including Russian and Chinese. It has been called serious scholarship by Scientific American, by the Wall Street Journal, one of the 5 best books written on the brilliantly disturbed Nikola Tesla, which we're going to hear about now. Dr. Seifer, thank you so much for joining us today. Just to start off, a little bit about your background and how you became interested in Nikola Tesla.
Well, it all started in 1976. I was working as a writer for 2 magazines, ESP Magazine and Ancient Astronauts. And I was writing an article on a Tibetan Lama. His name was Lapsang Rampa, and he wrote a book called The Third Eye about a child who was a psychic for the Dalai Lama. You don't find out until the 3rd book that the writer is actually a British plumber, and that he's bringing in the spirit of Lapsang Rampa. So it was a crazy story. So I went down to New York, to the New York Public Library, to research Rampa, and I came across a book about Rampa and other avatars, enlightened beings. Jesus Christ was one of them, Lapsang Rampa was one, and this guy named Tesla. And Tesla, it said, had invented fluorescent neon lights, the induction motor, wireless communication, remote control, robots, and on, and it just seemed going on that he was born from another planet, the planet Venus, and he landed in Croatia in 1856 and came to the world to give us all these inventions. And I thought Rampa's story was pretty crazy. This is really even nuttier. But I was in the library, so I looked up the name Tesla, and I found out, holy crow, he had written an article on high-frequency phenomena from the turn of the century. I said, well, the guy's real. So when I got back to Rhode Island, where I was teaching and living, I spoke to the editor, Howard Smuckler, who in fact I'm actually going to pick up the train station. I haven't seen him about 6 or 7 years after this podcast. So this is 1976. He says, oh, Tesla here. So he gives me a biography on Tesla and another crazy book about Tesla living on a spaceship circling the Earth, working with extraterrestrials. So that's how I got introduced to him. But what I did at that point was I read the biographies by John O'Neill, who was a science writer for the Herald Tribune, Pulitzer Prize-winning science writer. It's a great book. I highly recommend it. But there are big gaps in the book. At the same time, I purchased a book of Tesla's patents. It was 1,000 pages of his lectures, articles, and patents. And I saw all these patents, and there they all were. And I said, wow, this is a great story, because I can prove that at least this guy is real, and that at least he has patents. I now have to find out, is he really the inventor of wireless communication? Is he really the inventor of the induction motor, remote control robots? And I made him the subject of my doctoral dissertation as to why such an important guy's name disappeared from the history books. So that's pretty much how I got introduced to him.